Okay, it's officially time to try cutting wheat. I think we're gonna be all right. This is Monday afternoon. I probably should have been cutting yesterday, but I didn't trust my tester, which I never trust my moisture tester on wheat. It's never been correct, and even if I adjust the offset, then it goes from correct one way or incorrect one way to incorrect the other way. I can never get it right. But that's neither here nor there. Corn and soybeans, it's right dead nuts on, matches the elevator. Wheat, not even close, don't know why. But anyhow, so didn't cut yesterday. Should have been, because I took a sample that I hand thrashed yesterday down the elevator today while I was at work, and while my moisture tester, well, we put it in their tester, it said 12.3, took it right out of their tester, put it into mine, it said 15.1. So I guess I should have started cutting yesterday. But because my tester was saying anywhere between about 13.5 and 15, I'm like, well, I'd like to see it look a little drier than that, but it was. So today I hand threshed some stuff from behind Mom and Dad's, because we actually had a little bit of rain. Well, it wasn't rain, it was like a heavy mist this morning for a little while. But when I left for work, I didn't really run into it. It was doing a little bit at the house, but I didn't really run into it much till the state line. So I don't know how much it actually did up here. So I wasn't sure we were going to be able to cut, but it's coming out of the heads okay, and I tested our hands threshed some stuff from behind Mom and Dad's and tested that, and my tester was saying 13.2, so it's probably lower than that. But this field was testing drier than Mom and Dad's yesterday, and it gets more sun, gets more breeze because it's all completely open. So we're gonna start here. It should, even if it makes 80 bushel wheat, I doubt it because I never have that good luck, but if it makes 80 bushel wheat, that's 400 bushel. I don't think this isn't exact, that was figuring 5 acres, this isn't exactly 5 acres. So it should all fit on Dad's truck, I think. So, but I wanted to double check my settings. I didn't have to move anything, so that chaffer's good. Sieve should be good. Call that good. All the clean outdoors are closed. We made sure of that the other day. This guy up one more notch. I'd rather start off a little tight. And I'm going to make a round to get everything shined up. We'll check the, get back up here in the corner, check the moisture, check the threshing, check the grain sample, blah, 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 blah. All that fun stuff. And then if everything checks out, we're good. Then we got this damn telephone pole that the wireless internet company put in the worst spot possible. But nothing I can do about it. be some wheat out here. Looks like I need to open my sieve up just a hair, let some of these unthreshed heads back through the system. And possibly give a little bit more fan speed. Yeah, there's definitely going to be some wheat out here. Don't really see anything going out the ground on the back. Doesn't really, there's a couple on the butt of that one. Probably close that concave up just a little bit more. But for all intents and purposes, it's thrashing very nice. So, a little more fan speed, close the concave, open up my sieve a little bit, and check my moisture. Yeah, there's gonna be some wheat. That's not it. I couldn't even make 2 full rounds. So I don't know if what I just did would make an acre or not. I don't think so. Come on. So it might be more than 1 truckload, which ain't gonna hurt my feelings. So Dad's on his way with a truck. I didn't want to bring one out here till I knew for certain it was going to run. My tester said 13.9, so I'm going to guess it's below that. Probably somewhere in that 12-ish range, I hope. So, yeah. It's some nice wheat. fit a little more, but there's no, I still got this much in here. I still got half down, and then there's a little bit, and I still got an acre up there, so there's no way it's all gonna fit. So Dad's going to get my truck. Not that this is a bad problem to have. So far, not a bad little week job. Field is done. That little front acre, that's where I had to go back and broadcast some seed over, because that's where the drill transmission was screwing up on me. And I mean, was it perfect? No. Did it work a heck of a lot better than I thought it would? Yeah. It was obviously not as thick as the drilled stuff, and which could have been my fault. I might not have been broadcasting it on heavy enough. It was really hard to tell with a little ATV pull type broadcast spreader. And it was a lot shorter because obviously it was, by the time it got some rain to get started and blah blah blah, it was probably 4 or 5 weeks behind the stuff that got drilled on time. So it was a little shorter, not quite as thick, but I mean, it was there. It was thick enough to keep the weeds choked out so it stayed clean. So I was thoroughly impressed. When I was doing it, it was kind of more of those, well, if it does, it does. If it don't, it don't kind of thing. And it did. So there's probably 100-ish bushel on my truck. Dad's truck's not quite heaped, but there's probably 320-ish on there, I would venture to say. So we're probably right around that 400, 410, 420, somewhere in there. So I got to go back and look. I want to say that field's 4.5. I don't think it's 5. It's been, the acre counter on the drill screwed up, and I honestly trust the acre counter on the planter more. And it's been a minute since I looked at the book to see what that one planted with the planter. But we're probably somewhere in that 80 bushel mark, which I'm not going to complain about one bit. And I bet this field back here probably even runs a little bit better. So, but it's good looking wheat. So, but I'm going to drive this to work tomorrow, dump it. Hopefully I can sneak off around lunch and come back and grab Dad's truck and get it dumped so they're both empty tomorrow starting off. And I might go ahead and pull the grain cart over here tomorrow before I get started. Just to have it in case I need it, because I don't know if all that's going to fit on both trucks. It's going to depend on how it runs, but we shall see tomorrow. So I'll catch you guys tomorrow. All right, we're start back here on Mom and Dad's, Grandma and Grandpa's, whatever you want to call it. I did not bring the grain cart over. My plan was, because I thought I was going to have a chance to get this field done this afternoon. However, the rain that was supposed to come tonight is now coming right now, and it looks like at best I might get an hour out of this. So I've got the barn open just in case we got to hurry up and get the truck inside. And basically at this point, the storm is building. It looks like it might actually hit us, which ain't gonna hurt my feelings none, because the corn really, the beans are handling it pretty well. The corn is screaming pretty hard, so we need the rain. I'm not worried about it, but I'd like to get some wheat cut, so not gonna be a whole lot of camera movement going on today. But we gotta get to getting and get what we can get, so it's gonna be interesting. Made one hopper, so none too shabby. Not getting any darker yet, but I'm keeping an eye on the radar. You probably can't see it on camera, but it started raining on me. It doesn't look like the bulk of it is here yet. It looks like it's gonna cut loose here in another couple minutes, but right as I was starting to come up that hill, it started on me. So luckily I made it all the way out, and I got the combine empty and the truck back in the barn. So nothing really got wet. But I was just starting to lose my dust, so it was starting to get tough on me. And I don't feel like slugging a combine, so we quit. And I don't feel like digging wet weed out of a hopper, so we quit. But we got a start on it anyhow. Really hoping to finish it, but I also really want this rain to get here, even if that sets us back a day or so on cutting wheat. So I guess that's gonna be the stopping point for this video, and we'll pick up again next time we can cut, which if it gets wet enough that I can't cut tomorrow and it pushes me back another day, we might go ahead. The beans down in the muck, there's some ragweed coming back in, and there's it needs manganese put on it really bad. So if I can't cut tomorrow, which we'll see what this rain turns into, hopefully it turns into more than just this, would be nice. We could use a ½ inch, and you probably, honestly, if I'm being honest, we could probably use an inch. All this heat and this wind, it's been hot, it's been windy, and the humidity's been relatively low, and it's just sucked the moisture right out of everything. So, but if we get enough I can't cut tomorrow, we might go down and look at getting them beans sprayed, so get that job off the plate. So anyhow, I guess. Oh, and I still haven't had a chance to add up the tickets from that first field, so we'll get you the final yield on that at the beginning of the next video. But I can tell you for certain it went north of 80, so I like that. So anyhow, with that being said, that's it for this one. We'll catch you guys on the next one.